Hey everyone, Autograph here, back with another episode of the Untrained Ear, where today we will, very late to the party, be looking at Don't Tap the Glass by the one, the only, Tyler, the Creator. Don't Tap the Glass is the ninth studio album by American rapper and producer Tyler, the Creator. It had almost no pre-release hype cycle. There were no singles leading up to it. It was announced publicly only about 3 days ahead of its release. And there was a very quiet showing to a crowd of about 300 selected individuals approximately 1 day prior to its public release. This brief album touting masterful production and some serious insults hurled in the direction of, at the absolute least, Drake, despite its rather impromptu nature and extremely short runtime, is immensely impressive. And there's a lot to break apart with this one. So we're just going to jump right into things. As far as track highlights go, I really didn't feel like there were highlights on this album. And when I say that, what I really mean to say is that I didn't really feel like there were many low points. But what we're going to do is just break down some of the tracks that I felt like advertised some of the best spread on this project. So let's kind of dive into that. We're going to start with Sucka Free. At its roots, what you had was a very groovy track here. The production has this disco aesthetic. You got this T-Pain style auto-tune vocal crooning and very poppy synth jaunts going on. There's this very casual vocal style that Tyler provides to support the track, which reminds me loosely of old school Gambino in a way. I felt like it supported the piece fantastically, and it was a really good decision for this piece. There's a beat switch up as well at the later mid section of the track, which Tyler really uses to double down on his vocal inflection and commits to this like heftier vocal tone in his rap, which was also a really strong decision in terms of the track production and vocal style, emphasizing his strengths as a creative visionary and director for this track. It hammers across the tune really well, and overall I felt like this was the strongest track in the upper third of the album. It really carries across a powerful vibe. For me, I really jived with the creative decision making that went into this piece and came away feeling like it was a super memorable track. Up next, we have Momanem. Track has some aura about it, despite its brevity. This is a hype piece to build up tension for the track that follows, which we're going to get into, but I want to spend some time on this one. You have this very minimal production style. Tyler relies on actually a lot of beatboxing elements for some of the instrumental support. But there is this plucky synth and drum tandem to add drama to the track, and as it progresses, you get other production pieces that discreetly add tension and pay off quietly, where it's just this slow pulse that builds up as the track goes on. Now, there's something else here that's a little odd to me that I actually get some speculation about, and it's all in the lyrics and the vocal progression. On the surface, there are clear ties to Tyler's work with Silk Money. Nobody can deny this. The track plays on My Potnadem's chorus structure directly. On the nose, as clear as day. Tyler has helped produce 3 tracks for Silk Money previously. This is all over Twitter. Silk Money's talked directly about it. It's clean as day, clear cut. Ship it and sell it. This is obvious. What I'm interested in is what lies a little beneath the surface here. Jid, on his previous album, has 2 tracks, Brudanem and Systenem. Very clear track naming pattern. Jid has been looking for rap beef. Jid and Tyler have both danced around the idea of a collab, both expressed interest. Mama Nem plays off the same naming structure as what Jid did with those 2 tracks. And the concept lyrically is about someone who's been acting weird, which gets me to wondering, what have those DMs been like behind the scenes? Could there be some beef there? Now, I'll be the first to admit, this is all speculation. I have nothing except deranged hope. Because I want Jid to have the Infinity Stone, the beef stone. Hip hop is a sport, right? And beef is the one thing Jid is missing, but in all likelihood, it's just wishful thinking. But it was something interesting that I noticed as I was looking into this track, so I'm probably wrong. But what if I'm not, though? So now we get the track Stop Playing With Me. This is the track that is the payoff for what Mom and M is doing for almost 2 minutes. This is a track where LeBron gets his lickbacks unexpectedly for the What I Miss disses. This track is high octane, it's insanely well produced, and it's momentously infused with viral potential. I think this thing was built to torment Drake the same way that Not Like Us was. Now, this is not me saying that it's going to do it to the same degree, but I think the intention was basically the same. I have to give it to Tyler. The way that this was set up in the album was pretty genius, where you have all of the drama and the tension and the buildup executed with the previous track, so that all this one has to do is be payoff and adrenaline straight off the cuff and all the way through. It's perfect structure. The 808 is slamming, and you just want to blast this thing on a subwoofer that's big enough to shake a house. Then you got these lyrics that are cutting. I mean, they're not exactly, genius level, like well researched precision strikes like the way Kendrick does it. It's more like just straight up insults designed behind a rhyme scheme that's very addicting. And it's written in a way that is designed to make a crowd want to memorize this and shout it at a concert. In fact, the concept of it being a crowd pleaser is played at in this one particular very addicting section of the track that is designed to be clip farmed and shot all over the internet. There's no way it was designed to do anything else but this. And everybody knows what part I'm talking about. You can see people dancing to this. You get that part where you're like, tell them boys hop off my dick. Tell them boys hop off my dick. You's a funky ass bitch. You's a funky ass bitch. You know there's going to be concert after concert after concert where you're going to see people being filmed with Tyler doing the first part and the crowd shouting the second part. Telegraphed this day. This track exists to be a bee sting to Drake, to go over and over and over and over and over again at every single Tyler show the rest of eternity. It's going to be extremely annoying to him. It's going to be one of Tyler's most viral tracks because it's going to be a crowd favorite at his shows, and it's going to execute perfectly in that regard. So for that reason, I think it's going to be a success at the very least. And the way it's designed, the rhyme structure, the payoff, the setup, and everything else, I think it executes the role it's playing on the album perfectly. Hip hop's a sport. No one said you had to play fair or play cerebral. You could play the smart guy like Kendrick and do all this research and come up with these like super lyrics. Or you can get out there like Tyler and just make your goal that you want to call a guy a funky ass bitch and let LeBron dance in your music video. Guess they're both kind of doing the same thing in the end. Don't tap the glass. Tweaking. This one, it looks like Tyler is straight up swinging. And I can't help but wonder if there's going to be some kind of response on Iceman or any kind of response whatsoever. Because at this point, we are right and left hooking at Drake. This track, the production is undeniably strong. You got the dark and ominous synth. You got the 808s rolling yet again. were super dancey. There's another track with heavy virality potential. I already see it popping off all over TikTok. This is a two-phase track. And initially, I was kind of curious why this decision was made. But a thought crossed my mind. And now I have a theory. And if this is true, this is a testament to Tyler as a producer and a writer, because both phases of this track are well written. The theory is this. This track is made to satirize and outshine What Did I Miss? Track is two-phased. What Did I Miss is two-phased. Your shade is absolutely, unequivocally, undeniably being hurled at Drake once again. Lyrically, it's been theme set match proven with this bar that I'm going to list right now. Got the F40 on the 405 throwing ass. Brody got his bitch took. Brody got his head bust. Brody got his change snatched. Brody, we be fed up. We told you you ain't want to listen. Now you looking like a victim. We systematically list off all the victims, the Drake beefs, then talk about the aftermath and how Drake is now the one looking like a victim. We get into the second phase, where Tyler keeps repeating this expression, catch your breath. Keeps saying it, catch your breath, catch your breath, catch your breath. But why? Why is he saying that? Let's look at Drake's track again. What's the name of that track? What Did I Miss? And what is Drake repeating ad nauseum in that second phase? Can't shut up with it. Like it's this deep, crazy hook that everybody's gonna go wild about. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Catch your breath. What did I miss? What did you miss? You're looking like a victim. Catch your breath. Tyler's saying, catch your breath. Put up your fists. Let's scrap. Let's throw fists. Catch your breath. Let's go? Yeah, let's go. Catch your breath. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I think Tyler is crazy. And I think that his genius, his production capability, and his writing capability are all on par for him to have listened to that track and say, nah, watch this. I have very limited criticism. I'll take care of you. There's a small gripe here. I think this is a phenomenally produced track. This track absolutely belongs in the world. As a song, I think it's amazing. I do not think it belongs on this album. This album is under 30 minutes of runtime. Every single minute matters and counts. I felt like sonically and thematically, this track was different from the rest of the album. I would pluck it and I would drop it on another project as a pacing mix-up or as a straight up piece for a different thematic jive. Either that or I would have made this project longer. I love the song, but when you're talking under 30 minutes, I want every minute to be in cohesion. Every minute counts. On that note, the brevity of this album makes me sad because it was excellent. I want more. This is going to be a controversial take. Buckle in. I think that we had the makings of something that could have been, maybe, in Tyler's top 3 albums. I said it. This had been a 45-minute album. I think this could have been in contention to be the best rap project this year, straight up. I'll plant my flag on it. That's 15 more minutes. 3 tracks, maybe 5. Don't get me wrong, there's still heavy hitters out there that it would have to contend with. McKinley, Clips, Kevin Abstract, those guys didn't play around. You have Alfredo 2 that came out this week. That project didn't play around. Guess what? Don't Tap the Glass is in the discussion as is. Imagine if it had remained consistent and we had 15 more minutes of runtime. Maybe I'm crazy. When I think about what I would rate this album, everything into consideration, Tyler's statements on the album in consideration, the warnings he gave everyone, don't take this seriously, don't look at this album as one of my deeper symbolic meanings. Oh no? So Don't Tap the Glass isn't a direct reaction to Chromacopia, your most vulnerable piece of work, where you laid it out on the table for everybody the most directly, and then you reel it all back in and start swinging? This isn't directly a reactionary, retaliatory piece to that. This isn't a symbolic concept. It wasn't a theme here. I'm not saying it's the most cerebral piece we've got, but I wouldn't undersell yourself, sir. When I think about the baseless rating for this project, I couldn't sell this thing anywhere short of a nuclear 9.